Joining me tonight, I'm Johnny Robertson. We are live here on What Does the Bible Say? We have one more Friends Day, and we do not want you to miss it. Friends and Family Day, third one in a row, October the 4th. The question is, can you afford to be in the dark any longer? One nation under fear. For 200 years now, individuals have been telling you the end of time is here. Depending on which person that you listen to, they will tell you that signs are being that are going on right now. If you happen to be at World War I time, you were hearing signs of the end then. Then if you were watching during the annihilation of the Jews during 1935 and forward, you were hearing signs then. And we're going to show you some amazing footage tonight on things you never knew. The dirty, nasty secret that is in premillennialism, and it's actually going to be perpetuated yet again. The last annihilation of, I'll just wait and let you hear it for yourself. We're going to play a short clip of our sermon on Friends Day, September the 27th. You missed it, but it is on tape, and we're willing to give it to you free of charge. Folks, you need to get out from under all of this teaching that is constantly having you whipped up depending on which war you're in, and it is actually causing a group of you to be in a voting bloc that is going to get us in another war. It is as simple as that. We continue to push the buttons of the people in the Middle East because of a false doctrine that is being perpetuated, being promoted by a religious bloc of the United States. We currently have a president who does not believe in that particular doctrine. He is not pushing those buttons, and everybody's after him, hot and heavy, trying to get him to push the buttons, Barack, push the button, President Obama, push the button. We need to see Armageddon. You see, we have a lot of religious fanatics out there, and many of you think that I am your enemy. And I have for 10 years, we have been trying to get you to realize that you need to look at what the Bible says for a change. Tonight, we're going to give you some vintage What Does the Bible Say? Actually, it won't be vintage What Does the Bible Say? It will actually be vintage Cable 6, where I was being attacked as far back as 2001, 2002. You know, I left town in 2003. I actually left town in 2002. My family came on with me in 2003. We stayed over there until 2004. And what did we show you last week? We showed you none other than BTW stirring up a big ruckus, spreading rumors and things on tape saying that this station was going to go out of business and trying to get their customers to come over. Tonight we have an interview with Bronco Billy's owners, co-owners, and persons that work there. No, we were not in the bar. No, we were not even in the dance hall. We were in the restaurant. I went right through the doors of the portion of the hotel where you come out of your hotel room lobby and then you go into the restaurant. I was able to do all of my interviewing, yes, without even going into the bar. And do you know what? The owner of the place said that she doesn't even advertise her bar. She doesn't even go to church, but she doesn't advertise her bar. You know, Chad? And I can mention you guys' name. This is called, when I play your stuff, it's called fair uses. I'm criticizing y'all. I even have a clip of tonight that Bob Lawson has moved into yet another profession. He is now a lawyer. He claims tonight that I have actually begun to slander and be involved in libel. You know what, Bob? If I am not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken here, you saying that I can be prosecuted is actually you being involved in libelous behavior, in libel and slander. You're actually saying I'm breaking the law, which in fact is on tape now, and so I have the proof, and I have already discussed with our lawyers what can and can't be done. And it seems like to me that you said today that I had broken the law and a suit is already ensuing. I'd be very careful myself if I were you, Bob. It might be that you need to go back to psychology or spiritual advising. And by the way, Bob, while we're talking about it, I had actually let up on you, and we had moved on to more serious matters, given that we had completely destroyed the factualness of Charles Darwin having any kind of scientific degree, nor yourself having any degrees that you're willing to let us know about. we had just kind of moved on to other topics, but yet you just keep pushing in and trying to get back in. You know what, Bob? We can have a debate with you before you leave. We can debate you on your psychological. You actually are under treatment. Now, you mentioned that I had gone to see a psychologist. You know what, Bob? Sometimes in the past I have worked myself to the point where I just about had a burnout. Maybe that's what it was. You know, kind of like what I'm doing right now. Every night out till midnight. Every night out till midnight. Every night out till midnight. This week, we're going to be out till midnight, Bob. You know why? Because the times actually they need reporting on. The times that we're in, the difficult situations that we're involved in these times, it really takes someone who will be dedicated to give you information so that you can truly make up your mind. And you know what, Bob? I wouldn't be surprised if I get burnt out being out every night till midnight or longer. Because, you know, after the show, we take calls of individuals, and then I get up early in the morning to meet persons from Jackie Poe's church and help them to be baptized into Christ, and take phone calls from persons from Jackie Poe's church and go out and try to get these pieces of information to show you what's going on. Did you know tonight I'm going to show you that the owner of Bronco Billy said that she doesn't even advertise her bar, but yet Chad Hall is willing to advertise on his Christian network? Did you know that the owner's husband didn't even know that BTW was a Christian network? My. You mean to tell me that they're to the point that they don't tell people that it's a Christian network anymore? I know that they are on tape saying that they want it to be confidential, that they were tax exempt, but I didn't know it was confidential that you're a Christian network, so-called. And Lillian Billings, I got a call from her mother today. Unbelievable. Yet I haven't heard from Lillian Billings. She's the one who actually affirmed to us that, yes, at Mercy Crossing Church of God, not only does Jackie Poe believe that you can drink poison accidentally and not have to go to the hospital. And friends, I want you to warn your children, that's not true. It is not true that you can accidentally drink poison and not need to go to the hospital if you have a strong faith. And it's not true that you can be bitten by a snake, and if you have a strong faith, you don't have to rush off somewhere. Exact words. Tonight, if you are bitten by a snake, regardless of your faith, you need to go to the hospital. If you drink poison, you need to go and see someone. You need to go to the emergency room. Yes, that's a fact. These are the kinds of things you're going to learn on this show while everybody in the community tries to attack us and try to destroy us, if that's okay. You see, we knew that when we got into the truth business. Jesus said, if they love me, they'll love you. If they hated me, they'll hate you. And you know what? Here's a little secret. Jesus said, few there will be that find the straight and narrow. We knew that it was going to be rough. We knew that it was going to be tough. We knew that the majority of you would be against us, but we knew that there were also those of you who have good and honest hearts, who are searching for the truth, who want to go to heaven, who want to rise above the ungodly things in this world, and you want to be a shining light on a hill. You want to be a part of your family that is promoting truth, right, good. We want to help you. That's what we're here for. This is What Does the Bible Say? And I'm Johnny Robertson. We appreciate you being with us tonight. We have a phone call already. We're going to begin with that.
It's cute when you're ready.
All right. You're on What's the Bible Say?
Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, thank you for accepting my call. But I got a question to ask you because you cut me off the other night when I don't believe in BTW21. Don't take me the wrong way. But you had that thing up there about the two kids.
Okay.
So what I'm talking about.
Okay, now can I ask you, who put the two kids on TV first?
Okay. Listen to me now, if you give me a chance. I went up BTW21 and got a tape for that show because I was wanting to find out what really happened. I've got the tape here, and I'll bring it to Charles Roy. You didn't play the whole segment.
Sir, I'll never play all of BTW.
He came on and said he wants all kids in a church.
Okay. Listen, folks, we've taken this guy's calls plenty of times, and we've heard what he has to say. Listen, I'm not in the business of playing BTW's full shows. You can tune in over there. You can call Chad and get a copy of it. I did not take anything out of context. I let his children play part of that play. The part that I wanted you to hear is the part that you needed to hear. And it wasn't out of context, and it's not an untruth. Chad Hall had his children on telling the community that God talked to an 8-year-old about being a piano player. Chad himself has said that God talked to him about having a bike day. And I wonder, did God tell him also to play Born to Be Wild as an advertisement? All you wild people, go on over there. This gentleman here, he keeps claiming he's not with BTW. Yeah, you're with them, sir. You're promoting them. Go get yourself a beer, kick back. If you don't want to kick back and watch an R-rated movie, go on down and find yourself a club and do some dancing. Now, that's just all there is to it. BTW is your station that encourages you to watch R-rated movies and drink and dance, and they advertise their own preaching with Born to Be Wild. Sir, we don't need you to help them. They're doing fine. They tell that their children are being talked to at 8-year-old by God. They tell us their children, Chad's children, were saved several years ago, which means you're going to hell way before 8 years old, according to him. God talked to some other individual and told him to go give Chad's kids a puppy. We got it. We got it all. I mean, what part of that did we miss? And if the gentleman's calling back, hey, give us the part we missed. Jerome, what does the Bible say? Yes, caller.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Yes, you're on live.
Yes. You took a film of Bronco Billy's tonight?
I actually was in the restaurant at Bronco Billy's. If that's what the restaurant's called, I don't think the restaurant's called Bronco Billy's.
Well, they call Bronco Billy's is what the Bronco restaurant's called.
How do you know? Are you a frequenter there?
No.
Well, then how do you know?
I know someone that works there, and he called here tonight complaining about how you came to his restaurant.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And actually what I called to tell you was that information you have, I would love to have it, that film, because the owner's not supposed to be working.
What's that mean?
Her husband, he's getting disability. He's not supposed to be working in that.
Wow. Well, you're going to see it right now, sir.
You filmed him on the Bronco Billy's?
Yeah.
And he's not supposed to be working because he received disability, and he put that restaurant in his wife's name.
All right, so what are you saying? When I play this, he's going to be in trouble?
If the right people see it from where he gets Social Security benefits for being disabled.
Okay. All right, so here we go.
All right.
Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Johnny Robertson. Who? Johnny Robertson. I do a television program called What Does the Bible Say? And I've been accused of misrepresenting Bronco Billy's and the shagging situation, so I just want to get it from the source. Are you the owner of the...
My wife is.
Your wife is? Now, when I get online and try to figure out what is shagging, I have a really hard time. I mean, I actually have another shot to begin with. Let me just see if I can grab it right quick. That is the second part of the interview. Let me see if I can find the other. Okay, Bronco Billy, owner, Bronco Billy, owner, Bronco Billy. Hold on just a second. Let me see here. We are really doing double duty, let me tell you. Getting interviews from this. Let's see, Bob Alderman. Okay, hold on just a minute. These are two videos I don't believe that I have moved over to my main drive, so let me do that right quick, and I believe then we will have what we need here. All right, Bronco Billy. Do I have Mr. Alderman? I'm going to show you an attack against us way back in... There it goes. It wasn't on there. Bronco Billy serves drinks, and she calls out the owner's husband. All right, now we have it. I believe we all have it. We have it in place now. And let me see if I can bring this down and then turn around and bring it right back up. And it should be there. I know Bob Lawson is just biting his fingernails right now as he waits on this. Bob Lawson, Bronco Billy's husband. Bronco Billy serves drinks. All right, we'll put that into our movie player, and we'll be set. All right, hold on. Let's just drag them both at the same time. Let's see here. We got more things we can shake a stick at. Let's see here. Let's put Bronco Billy serves drinks. And, wow, let's shut the other one down. Here we go. Bronco Billy serves drinks. And Mike Alderman tries to destroy Johnny Robertson. No, surely not. All right, here we go. Aha. Let me just respond to this person on TV. Here we go. All right, let's see right quick. Bronco Billy serves drinks while they dance. Take a listen. Okay. Try again.
Hey, how you doing? Johnny Robertson.
Okay, that was very unsuccessful. I guess, let me just take a look here because I really don't care to look at Bob Alderman right now. Bob and Mike Alderman, excuse me. Let's just go ahead and let you listen to this and I'll hunt for it.
Kenny, Johnny Robertson.
Who?
Johnny Robertson. I do a television program called What Does the Bible Say? And I've been accused of misrepresenting Bronco Billy's and the shagging situation, so I just want to get it from the source. Are you the owner of the...
My wife is.
Your wife is? Now, when I get online and try to figure out what is shagging, I have a really hard time. I mean, and I don't want to put what I find online on what y'all are doing, because online, man, it's from this, point A to point 100. You can just see anything. What is it? What would you say that shagging is?
I'll see you tonight. You gonna be here tonight? Yeah, I'm here. I'll come by and watch coach. Okay. I'll be here. All right. What I consider shagging?
Yeah.
Shagging is dancing.
Okay.
We dance, people getting together and having a good time. Basically, we push the, they eat food, they eat their dinner, and they just have a good time.
Ballroom atmosphere, sort of thing. Drinks available in that portion of your restaurant? Okay. I'm basically not saying anything about the community coming over to your ballroom or whatever. What I'm weighing in on is the Christian network advertising it. And it just going over. Why don't y'all advertise with channel? Well, I'm not selling airtime for them.
I don't know anything about the Christian relationship as far as Channel 21.
Yeah.
I paid them to do an advertisement for me.
Yeah.
And some people come in and told us that there was a controversy going on between Channel 18 and Channel 21.
It isn't really. It's between me.
Well, I'm just
Okay.
telling you what I was told. And the way I look at it, when I pay a station to do a commercial for me, I don't care, what their faith is. I know what I paid them to do a commercial.
Okay.
And then somebody come and told me they was playing it on Channel 18, my new commercial on Channel 18. Now I do have a problem with that because it was used during the controversial moment between you and them.
Yeah. Are you aware?
That actually makes our place look bad because it's in the middle of the confrontation.
Well, I don't know. You get a lot of advertisement.
Well,
but anyway, let me ask you this: are you aware that no other Christian network anywhere? I have not found one anywhere in the nation that would actually advertise your establishment, but yet BTW will.
I don't know anything about who they are, what they're, like I just said.
Christian network.
I don't know.
You do know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know they were Christian network?
No, I didn't know they was a Christian network.
Okay, so on the one hand, one lady actually preaches against you, and then your commercial comes on. You aware of that? A guy named Roy Dalton, has a church down here that he rents on River Hill. He actually preaches against dancing, and then your show comes on. Yes, I am. I told you I was recording when I walked in. I'm saying these individuals are actually preaching against you, and then your establishment comes on right behind their preaching.
Why are you recording?
Why would I not? I mean, I'm trying to gather the information. Historically have always preached against drinking and dancing. You know that.
Yeah, but what I can't figure out is why y'all picked Bronco Billy's.
It's because the Christian network decided to use.
Christian network also plays El Corral too.
I'm going there. That make you feel better? I'll go there too.
They play El Corral, and they probably play other restaurants too.
Do you know other ones that serve?
I just know El Corral.
They dance there?
I don't know if they dance or not. I don't think dancing is a sin.
Okay.
I really don't. I think it depends on the type of dancing you're doing.
Okay.
And we don't allow dirty dancing in our
Okay,
place.
see, that's what I was trying to get from. We come back and come together. Y'all play slow songs, anything like that, or what?
I assume they do play slow songs.
Okay.
I really don't spend a lot of time in there. I don't stay up here that much. The only time I come is when my wife needs me.
But I'm saying historically, churches have preached against drinking and dancing.
Myself, my wife, and the people that work there, we don't have nothing against, your faith or the other guy that you're having a controversy. I still don't know his name, but
Jackie Poe, Chad Hall, and Rodney Billings.
well, the way I see it, that's between y'all, and that I'd rather keep it that way.
Okay. Well, in our community, this is what I'm doing. I am presenting to the community that Jackie Poe, I have him on record saying he could drink poison accidentally and not have to go to the hospital. You're advertising on his station. I am putting you as a part of bringing that kind of doctrine into our area. How do you feel about
I
that?
don't know what you're talking about.
I'm saying the Pentecostal faith, Jackie Poe's own record, on television, saying if a snake bites him, he doesn't have to go to the hospital, or if he accidentally drinks poison. I have two of his members, let me get my fingers right, two of his members called into my program. One of them called in the program, the other just now got through calling me and saying, yes, they can drink poison and not have to go to the hospital. That's Rodney Billings and that's Chad Hall's faith. And you're actually buying time, which helps promote that station.
I'm buying time for commercial reasons only. It has nothing to do with their faith at all.
Okay. What would you buy time, say, from?
A lot of companies in the United States that we don't know what they do with their money.
Okay.
I don't take the time to figure out what they do with their money. If we could, to take the time to do that and determine all that, we probably have a lot less problems in this country.
We would. Are you on cable? Can you see our broadcast?
No.
Tonight, I'll be airing again Jackie Poe saying that he can drink poison and not have to go to the hospital. One of his members saying it, another one of his members saying it, and Chad Hall. I will put Chad Hall and Rodney as members of that church, which means they're saying to this community that if you believe as they believe, you could drink poison and not have to go to the hospital. It's pretty wild, isn't it?
Well, I hate to think that I drunk poison and didn't have to go to the hospital.
All right, thanks, sir.
Because you don't know me.
Okay, I wasn't. All I was saying to your husband, that was your husband?
Yeah,
All I
I mean,
was
he
saying-
has nothing to do with this business.
Here's my deal. Here's my deal.
I do.
Here's my deal. I was trying to explain to him that in our whole nation, I cannot find a Christian network who will.
All right, folks. Now, for those of you who are going to criticize me, I could have just played this portion outside in the parking lot. Can I go to the Econo Lodge and be in the parking lot? You see, I just had a call behind the scenes. Let me see if I can let you listen to this gentleman. This was behind the scenes. Take a listen to this. Let's see if we can get a mic to pick it up. I'm in the restaurant, sir. I'm not in the bar.
Well, I mean, when you're asking the man about what's going on and all this stuff,
That makes me a hypocrite, huh?
you don't know nothing about it. What you find in the Bible book anyway?
Okay. Now, did you get this, folks? I went into the lobby of the Econo Lodge with a camera and told them up front that I'm here to find out what shagging is. It's unbelievable that I'm even having to explain this to the gentleman who called, because I know the gentleman who called isn't going to call into BTW and say, we called over and got on Johnny for even going in the Econo Lodge, and you people are a Christian network. You don't even need to be advertising. He's not going to be like that. You see, people who are being hit are doing anything they can to attack me and try to make me look bad. But look, folks, there are some people, and this is why I'm doing this, there are some of you who can see above this. You can see that gentleman who called in and said, what were you doing inside the restaurant portion of the Econo Lodge? I was in there with a video camera asking them why they were advertising on a Christian network, and did they not see that it was hypocritical? And I was also letting them know, friends, do you know that I have actually, the members of the Church of Christ have been very busy in Martinsville in the last 2 weeks. We have visited 5,536 homes in Martinsville City. This is what you said who were home. Everybody's not home. This is the first time we've done this. 5,536 homes visited by members of the Church of Christ. Yes, we go out, knock on the door, and we give you an advertisement having to do with our Friends Day. Please come out and hear the lesson that we're presenting on Friends Day. That's what we did. Yes, we did. While we were there, we took a survey. Do you think that a Christian network should be advertising R-rated movies, dancing, and drinking? 698 of you said, no, they should not. Some people even thought it was a joke that we would even ask. One man who was speaking to my daughter just busted out laughing, and then he looked at my daughter and he said, you're not joking, are you? You're serious. She said, yes, I'm serious. BTW is doing that. And he said, absolutely not. 698 of you said, no, they should not be advertising. A Christian so-called network should not be advertising R-rated movies, drinking, and dancing. 24 of you out of the 5,536, 24 said it was okay, 19 said they had not, they don't know. Now, folks, what we're showing is 698 people out of 5,500 is getting real close to a sixth of the population. 1/6 of the population is watching this. And I'm not saying they're watching the show, they're watching what's going on. We have informed our population. Those of you who are at home, we informed you. We informed nearly 1,000 people that BTW is in fact advertising alcohol, drinking, dancing, R-rated movies, and they are supposed to be called the Christian Network. Not only that, we're showing you that they're over there teaching that if you accidentally drink poison or accidentally have a snake bite, you don't have to rush off the doctor if you have real strong faith. And we have their members calling in and affirming that. And then we have Bob Lawson saying, well, you ought to be sued. Bob, you need to go on to California and enjoy your BMW. And it seems to me that he is so consumed with our broadcast that he can't even enjoy his $100,000 BMW. He still has to call in and try to do something about the effect that we're having. Bob, you have already been handled. We've already kept you from coming on your prescribed airtime. You didn't give away all of those gift certificates to Walmart to the senior citizens that you said you were. We all know that you're not credible. We all know that you've been married 4 times and you plan to marry 4 more times. And if your wife gets mad with you or gets on your nerves, you're going to just get rid of her. We know that you've already said God wasn't happy with the Mickey Mouse advertising conglomerate that Bill White has. We have you on tape on all of that. Now, we talk about slander and libel. Well, what if Bill White lost any customers as a result of you getting on here with your great credibility and saying that he runs a Mickey Mouse operation? You see, Bob, we've already handled you, and it was fairly easy. I didn't even hardly get to talk much, and it still kept you from coming on. Now, if you want to really have a debate, and you want to be the champion of evolution and the museum, hey, we've got some free airtime for you, Bob. The Church of Christ is thrilled to death to put you on in the community and let you go ahead and let the rest of the community know all of the things that you truly believe. Homosexuals, they're messed up. According to Bob Lawson, their chromosomes got crossed over and they are so messed up, Bob Lawson said no one would want to be a homosexual. We got you, Bob. We got you on the first go-around. And I'd let you call in tonight. You can call in tonight and continue to make up sound bites for us. You're on What Does the Bible Say?
Hey, Johnny, you know what? You're giving more publicity with the BTW 21. You don't understand. You're hurting yourself.
I got it, sir. I appreciate you.
I've been going up there getting that tapes.
Well, good. How about you do this? How about you do this? How about you do this? How about you go over there and get the one of Jody Heiss that they refused to play, where everybody clapped when he talked about Lila Rose going in with a camera undercover. How about you be an honest man and go get that one and bring it up here and let us play it? I bet you won't do that.
I've got the
That's
one
what
with the
we
kids,
thought. That's what we thought. He's so worried about the one that the kids was on. Let's go ahead and let it play since he's so worried about it. Now, what this gentleman thinks, and I'm sure Chad's going to be thanking you for getting me to play this one yet again, but in order to satisfy this gentleman, we're going to do that. Let's see, what was that called? Let's see. I believe that was Chad's kids were lost at 8, and Chad's daughter has God talking to her when she was 8 years old as to why she is now a musician. Okay, sir, we'll do that for you. Thank you for bringing it up. While we're at it, let's see here. We'll kind of, Buzz Lady is sick. Some of these I don't know exactly what they say. Let me pull it out. Thank you for reminding us, sir. And you can, Chad can thank you for that. BTW Rodney. Oh, yes, we want to make sure that we get Rodney. giving his last words. And by the way, I taped Rodney and them before I came over. They're over at a tailgate party talking about Johnny Wright, and they're going to be shagging next Thursday, sure enough. Well, we got news for you. Rodney told us that shagging did not involve drinking, but guess what? The owner, I think we'll probably take the owner's word for it. You're on What's the Bible Say? Yes, you're on live. Yes, caller. Hello? Okay, we lost that call. You can call back. Don't know what the problem was. All right, let's see what the time signature was when we stopped here. Okay, now for all the viewers, if you've just tuned in, what we're doing is I have gone to the trouble to interview the persons at Bronco Billy. The lady at Bronco Billy, very nice. She is a person who was willing to respond because she had heard that she has been brought in to not something between Channel 18 and BTW. This is between Johnny Robertson and BTW. This is between a gospel preacher and the Church of God who teaches that you can drink poison accidentally and not have to go to the hospital. This is between Johnny Robertson and the Church of God. Johnny Robertson, a gospel preacher, and the Church of God, who says if you happen to be bitten by a snake accidentally, a poisonous snake even, you don't have to rush off to the hospital. This is between Johnny Robertson, a gospel preacher, and Chad Hall, who is trying to tell people that God is talking to him, talking to his friends about puppies, and talking to his children about playing the piano, and talking to him about a biker day in which we advertise with the song Born to Be Wild. Eugene Grant called in right while we were playing this for you a moment ago, and he says everybody knows that Born to Be Wild is a wild type of song that would never be associated with Christianity, but yet the Wild Bunch over at Mercy Crossing. And I hope Mercy Crossing does diminish, and it's not going to be liable. It's going to be me speaking the truth as I see it, and they get to speak the truth. I mean, Jackie Post called me Laurel and Hardy. He's called me a swine. He's told his members, don't you dare watch Johnny Robertson's program. Well, what if my program ratings goes down because of that? Will that be liable, Bob? Can you be his lawyer? You're on What's the Bible Say?
That's right, Johnny. The record, Born to Be Wild, that's a world hit song. Ain't got nothing to do with Christian folk. And if anybody stand up and say Born to Be Wild, got something to do with Christian people, they gotta be crazy. They just don't know music.
You know, Eugene, I have a clip here from 2001 today, a guy named Mike Alderman. You know him?
Yeah.
I heard you talking to Mike Alderman when he was attacking me. And Eugene, I think about you a lot. I think about you way back there when you were in the Church of God. Well, I mean, in the Holiness. What was going on in your mind in those days, Eugene? When you saw all the stuff that was going on, and you were hearing me, and you were hearing these guys attack me, what were you thinking?
Well, when Mike attacked you, Mike Oliver, in fact, he's a good friend of mine. He and I used to be in music hooked up together. And my thing was that I don't see, why Mike wanted to attack you, because actually all we were thinking about back then is doing our musical career. You understand what I'm saying? But what went on in my mind, that this man here is so different from the rest of the preacher. And like I said, every time I get to see you on the TV, you will make me so mad, but I had a great deal of respect for you. And so I just decided one day I'm going to pull out my Bible and I'm going to read about it. And then the more I read, the more I had to agree that mechanical music is not of the Holy Ghost. And then I went over in Apostolic. And if you don't mind, how about let me say this about baptism? But before I say that, I want to say this. When I went over in Apostolic, for a little while I was all right. Then later on I found out at Kirk Franklin, their dance group and all like that. So I said, well, if I'm going to continue in this, I might as well go on back out in the world and make money off of what I've been doing. So I got out of that. And baptism, I never have seen a preacher right here and nowhere else I have gone that will baptize anybody right then. Most of the time, it's up to the preacher. If you join the church, and sometimes be a week or it might be a little bit later, but that preacher make the decision when he going to baptize you if you join that church.
So what does that
I know that because I've been the apostolic.
What does that tell you then, Eugene? If the preachers wait to baptize you, is it possible that they could believe that baptism is for the remission of sins if you're going to have to wait? Would anybody want to wait with their sins?
No, I wouldn't want to wait, because when I went into the Church of Christ, if you had told me that I needed to wait until next Sunday, when next Sunday come around, I might have would have didn't even come back or put it off.
Because
I want it right then.
That's right. If baptism is for the remission of sins, then any preacher who tells you to wait, he isn't really teaching for the remission of sins, is he?
No, I don't think so at all. I question that, But seeing the apostolic, you can ask the preacher no question like you can do in the Church of Christ.
Really?
Because they consider themselves to be up above a lot of their members.
Okay.
And, like they're up there with God or whatever. You don't question them as they're the pastor.
Okay. Well, you know what, Eugene? We actually encourage questions, do we not?
When you come down to the Church of Christ, you can ask questions concerning the Bible. And another thing, when you come to the Church of Christ, I can stand on authority on this. You're going to be treated good, and we're going to show you good, proper respect.
Okay, we appreciate
Now, you can just, anybody can come and investigate, and they will find out. There's nothing showing at the Church of Christ but pure love, and that's God love.
Thank you, Eugene. Thank you for the call.
Thank you very much.
All right. Good night. All right, you're on What's the Bible Say?
Hey, Johnny, I thought you was going to play that.
Sir, have you got your beer yet?
Huh?
Have you got your beer and your R-rated movie?
It's not that, Johnny.
Oh, it's not? You and your wife going dancing at Bronco Billy's on Thursday?
No, I told you come down Mitchell Road where we have dances on Friday and Saturday nights.
Oh, y'all pray.
No drinking, no nothing. No smoking cigarettes.
Wait a minute. Is anybody else going to be able to dance with your wife?
Well, I wouldn't complain as long as I don't put the hands on them.
Well, I see that you do.
Shag, and you don't put your hands on people.
Wait a minute. I believe I saw the commercial. I saw the hands. I'm going to be, if I was to shag, I'm not about to be shagging.
Just a hand to hand.
Oh, really? Well, what if somebody decides to take a little bit of liberty?
No, you was talking about putting the
Wait a
hands
minute. You clear it up. You clear it up. What if somebody takes a little bit of liberty then? Were you going to wrestle them down?
Johnny, it's people our age up there.
No, that's not it. I got the clip. The lady says that people's 30. I'm well past 30. People that's in...
I am too.
Okay, well...
I'm 50 years old.
Okay, so you're saying that you all have some limits to your dances then?
Exactly.
Okay, wait. Okay, what about the dance at the Shrimp Fest that Rodney and them was showing where the guy was rubbing all down on the panty line and below? Were you for that?
I watched what you showed.
Were you for it? Were you for it?
Was it husband or wife? Do you know?
Were you for that actual show?
Was it husband or wife, or do you know?
Okay, did you call them and tell them they shouldn't be promoting that?
Wife, or do you know?
Did you call them and tell them that they shouldn't be broadcasting that in broad, early daytime, man rubbing around on some woman's rear?
What I'm saying, Johnny, you
Okay,
said.
we got you. This guy's not going to complain about the things that he wouldn't put up with. Now, we got him. Listen to what he said. It's just touching hands. Well, at the Shrimp Fest, they were rubbing all over each other. One guy was bumping up against another woman's rear. We don't know if it's her husband or not. We don't know nothing. But did he call up and complain? No, he's over there buying tapes. We got you, sir. Get your beer. Run on down there and do the whatever you call it. And if somebody on the dance floor decides they want to move into another mood besides shagging, I guess you're going to wrestle them down to the ground. You're the shagging police now. Thank you for the call. You're doing great. Doing great. All right. Let's go back then to the one that we were looking at. I'm going to move to 6 minutes. Let's see if we can get it right. Here's where we were. All right, now, see, folks, I didn't have to show you that I was on the inside. I could have easily left that part out and got all the information that I needed in the parking lot. But you see, I don't think it's hypocritical for me to go into their restaurant and oppose them. You see, when you really think about it, if you all would pay attention, that's what Jesus did. He opposed. When Jesus was with a harlot, He opposed what she was doing. When Jesus was with people who were wine bibbers and what have you, He opposed them. BTW is advertising them. Is this really that hard to get? The gentleman called in and said, well, where in the Bible does it say you can go in with the camera and oppose them? Sir, I can't help you. Don't call back. I can't help you. If your brain is that at that level and this information can't sink in, sir, I'm talking to you. I can't, and let me just go ahead and play you so everybody know who you are. I can't help you. If you can't see that me going in there and opposing them is right, don't call back.
Okay, so what does that make Chad and them for selling airtime to them? Would you be honest?
Hey, just like that man told you, that man, you don't care who sell advertising. He in business for himself. He got nothing to do with that thing.
What about Chad, though? Chad and them are selling advertisement for the bar and drinking. What do you think about that, since I'm a hypocrite?
Well, Chad them. Yeah, Chad just like that man. He trying to make him some money.
Okay, thank you. Chad's just like this guy, just trying to make him some money. Well, you know what? After all, let me take that back. You're a pretty smart fella. Chad and them just trying to make some money. If it means selling alcohol, well then. If it means shagging, well then. You know what Chad and them need to do? Chad and them needs to hire the guy that just got through calling and keeps calling. He can be the shagging police. And if anybody does sin, he says where they dance, they have a round circle prayer after they get through dancing. Sir, you can pray over fornication and you still fornicate. Just putting a prayer out there, that's not helping you. You see, we're seeing how ridiculous. This is absolutely ludicrous, ridiculous. It is beyond idiotical. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Martinsville, Virginia, you're being represented. We need some calls of people who are seeing through this. Anybody out there tonight doesn't believe that you can drink poison accidentally? And you do need to go to the hospital? Let's continue to
Thanks,
listen.
sir.
Because you don't know me.
Okay, I wasn't. All I was saying to your husband, that was your husband?
Yeah,
All
I mean,
was
he
saying,
has nothing to do with this business.
Here's my deal. Here's my deal.
I do.
Here's my deal. I was trying to explain to him that in our whole nation, I cannot find a Christian network who will advertise a dancing setting besides BTW. That's my deal. I'm trying to get BTW to recognize that they're being hypocritical, that your commercial will come on and a preacher will come on right behind you and preach against dancing. Did you know that?
No, I don't know. I don't know that.
That's what we're saying.
I don't know that.
In order to get money, BTW has decided.
Let's go in here.
They have decided that the historical position of churches is that they preach against drinking and dancing.
Okay.
Would you agree to that? Historically, I mean,
historically, I'm sure.
Okay.
I mean, anybody can quote a scripture.
Now, let me say this. You might think, and Bob Lawson might think, that we're hurting this lady's business. But in fact, when you go to this many homes and you talk to this many people, this is all the people they do for a survey that determines that Barack Obama has lost his favor in North Carolina. On 101.1, 2 weeks ago, they said, they didn't say it at first, they put that in the fine print like real quick, 600 people surveyed. They said, they came on with the headline, Barack Obama has dropped in the polls in North Carolina. He's now below 50-something%. And they talk about Barack Obama losing favor. And then, real quickly, kind of like in small print, 600 people were surveyed. You mean to tell me that on a talk radio station, one of the most popular in this area, that they will represent Barack Obama's standing by talking to 600 people? Sure, that's what they do all the time. You see, these news stations go out and talk to 1,000 people during the presidential elections, and they tell you who's winning the elections. They tell you who's front runner as a result of talking to 1,000 people. Well, we talked to 698 people. We actually talked to more than 698 people. You put this together and you got about 750 people, and 698 of them said, no, BTW should not be advertising a place that sells alcohol and dance. You know what's the Bible say?
Hey, Johnny.
Oh, it's the dancing police. The dancing police.
I'll be willing to go with you. Me and you side by side and do a survey.
Okay.
I'll be with you side by side. We'll go to the bar,
hold it.
You watch.
Hold it. If you will start at BTW's business, I will agree.
I'm not talking about BTW.
Oh, you're not.
I'm talking about you going out doing a survey on what you putting.
I thought we were going to.
Shag and all
Okay,
that.
can we start?
Can
we start? Here we go. Here we go. Gentleman wants to take over our program. Sir, we got you the first time. Everybody's got you. You're the shagging police. Why don't you go up there and police the shagging, make sure nobody touches anybody beyond the hand. I got them, sir. I have them telling you. Why don't you sit back and listen? They tell me that they play slow songs. It's not just shagging. Why don't you get your facts straight?
Because I need to get my mom. Mom, tell me what you need.
Hello, we're in the restaurant. We're not in the ballroom. We're not in the bar. We're in the restaurant.
So get her a place that she first of all, I don't like for people to judge me. I like for people to come in my business and see what I do to try to change this restaurant.
Now, you know what, folks? That's what our society wants. Are you hearing this? Good preachers out there, you have preached thou shalt not judge to the point where a place that dances and has a bar, there's a bar there. She says, I don't want people to judge me. Sorry, ma'am. In a Christian nation, if we are still a Christian nation, you know, Barack Obama may have it right. We may not be a Christian nation. We're a nation who says you can do anything. Bob Lawson says you can be a homosexual, you can marry 8 times, doesn't matter. No hell. No such thing as hell. It's just a place that people like me made up to scare people and to have a crutch. We all came from monkeys. And, you know, Bob Lawson, he got a pretty good showing around here. A lot of you religious people yayed him on. Is this a Christian nation? I don't know. You tell me. This lady, she says she doesn't want to be judged. Well, get rid of your bar. Stop dancing. Clean your place up. She says she cleaned it up. Exact words. No do-rags and no backwards hats. What was that about? You call and tell me. Well, she cleaned the place up. And now she says it's respectable. Well, guess what? I believe the Bible says that drunkenness is not respectable. They even talked about kicking somebody out of the bar who was drunk. Well, how drunk is drunk? You know, how drunk are you to get kicked out of the bar? She didn't want anybody judging her. Well, what about the people that they kicked out of the bar for being drunk? Was she judging? Were they judging? You know, what's going on here? And, you know, somebody called up a moment ago and asked a question about her husband working up there. Was that someone judging? You know, is the Social Security, are they judging people when they find out that people are working that are actually drawing unemployment? I mean, disability, is that judging? You see, we want to live in a society where we can do what we want to do. Guess what? You know what that's called? That's called Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what it was in the Bible. Everybody did what they wanted to. They could come to your house and knock on the door, and if you had a man who had just come into town and they want to have sex with him, hey, break the door down. That's what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. Folks, we are headed to this. And all the preachers in town, you are a bunch of hypocrites. That's what's going on here. You've been attacking me for 10 years, and you cannot stop the truth. See, that's the problem you all are having. Why don't y'all get to preaching? Because our nation's going to hell. It's going to hell quickly. Christian Network is broadcasting, is advertising uptown clubs, and you know what? Basically, I'm getting threats on my life. I'm preaching the truth. Do you know, folks, does anybody in our control room know when Gone with the Wind actually came out? I'd like to bring Gone with the Wind into this. We're going to say, I'm going to guess 40s to 50s, and we're going to try to get that piece of information up. Brandon is here with us tonight. And 1939, do you know that preachers with one voice all over the nation told people in their churches, do not go see Gone with the Wind? You know why? Because Rhett Butler made one mistake in it. At the end, he just blurted out a cuss word. Where are we today? Man, you got to be kidding. Bob Lawson said the filthiest thing on television last week. I cannot believe it. I'm so thankful that I have my machine going when he said it. I cannot believe it. He actually referred to male anatomy and I mean, he said it in a very coarse and nasty way. About like what you hear on BTW when you hear Billy Bob over there telling jokes about pulling his pants down. That kind of stuff, it's just, you know, it's coming out of a guy's, Bob Lawson's mouth on the one hand. It comes out of people like Billy Bob over on a comedy routine on BTW. We're going to hell. Our nation's going to hell. And y'all want to put me on a cross. Want to run me out of town. Well, I left once, and I showed you last week what happened when I left. Nothing changed. Chad and Rodney got into a big fight with the station over here. They have them on record. Was that slander? Was that libel, Bob? When they were saying that 30 days and this station will be out of business? Now this station puts out more gospel than they ever thought about over there. We're broadcasting, this station actually is putting out more gospel. You can learn more on this television broadcast station about right and wrong. Kids can actually find out what is right. We had a segment today where I called in and talked to Jessica Griffith. And we discussed why we can't have corporal punishment in the schools anymore. You know why? Nobody can judge. If you spank a child, what are you going to say? Your preacher told you can't judge behavior. Listen, folks. And Renee, if you're listening, you've got exactly what you asked for. You can't judge, and now you are in a situation where you're hoping that a judge actually gets disbarred. Why? Because they came in and made a judgment about your behavior with your children. Well, you're the one who said that there's no judging. You're not supposed to judge anybody. Were you judging your daughter? Were you judging that she was doing something wrong? Well, who gave you the right to judge? You have already said enough on this television station that you can't judge. You get what you promote. Don't you know what the Bible says? You're going to sow, you're going to reap what you sow. And folks, I've been trying to present this information for 10 years here on this station. And I'm just going to keep doing it. And you can keep trying to run it down, but there will be some individuals who will learn the truth.
This restaurant has had a lot of bad reputation going on, and I've been here a year. And I've cleaned it up quite a bit. Yes, I have shag dancing. And
what is shag dancing? We have not gotten a definition.
To be honest with you,
yeah.
Shag dancing has been, it's the oldest dance besides the twist, which is nothing that they do. It's just a 1, 2, 3, 4 step, yeah. And that's it. Yeah. And the thing of it is the music is soothing. It's the old 50s and 60s and 70s, and it's a good group of people aging from 30 and up. And I mean, that's the clientele that the younger generation, and I love younger generations because they like to have a good time like anybody else, but I have my limits.
Okay.
I take care of my business. I take care of my customers. If it's not right, I fix it. And people that has been the younger generation, and I love younger generations because they like to have a good time like anybody else, but I have my limits.
Okay.
I take care of my business. I take care of my customers. If it's not right, I fix it. And people that has been in here, and a couple of things that has happened in here, they say, Pam, I appreciate you doing that. No do-rags, no hats turned around backwards. Nothing like that.
Okay, let me just tell you.
I have my limits.
Okay.
I take care of my business. I take care of my customers. If it's not right, I fix it. And people that has been in here and a couple of things that has happened in here, they say, Pam, I appreciate you doing that. No do-rags, no hats turned around backwards. If it's not right, I fix it. And people that has been in here and a couple of things that has happened in here, they say, Pam, I appreciate you doing that. No do-rags, no hats turned around backwards. Nothing like that.
Okay, let me just tell you, Pam, what I'm doing. This really has nothing to do with the lifting up or the taking down of your establishment.
But it has.
How do you determine
because
that?
I hear people talking.
Okay,
the generation.
Did you remember when I said, though, about the preachers on BTW actually preaching against you?
I'm not, but here's the thing. I'm not going to talk about, let me just put it to you this way. I'm in competition with businesses. Everything of it is I haven't heard that. I've heard it on your station.
Okay, can I give you examples? And I'll give you the tape. Roy Dalton, Haven of Rest, he is actually Roy Dalton.
And I know why that's going. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. Are y'all like in between in a feud with that?
I don't feud with any.
All right. What about Echoes of Faith in Ferrum? Echoes of Faith in Ferrum actually said that they were going to talk to Rodney Billings about selling time to an establishment that has dancing going on, because historically a Christian network would not advertise that kind of thing. You would always have to advertise on something like Channel 10, Channel 18, something like that. So you're actually being brought up by other preachers on that network because they're opposing Rodney for what they call, now I'm not saying this to you, I'm just saying because what they call sinking to a level that Christian networks usually do not use to make money. He was advertising the Uptown Club, Hurley's, hard liquor. I'm talking about Chad Hall is saying right on the voiceover, go up to Hurley's and have a good time, cool entertainment. Now, would you think a pastor would ask you to go uptown and have a hard liquor?
I haven't heard that. No.
I'm saying, would you?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I can't believe.
Now, folks, she owns a bar, and she can't believe that Chad would advertise a bar. How about that? You're on What's the Bible Say?
Yeah, Johnny, these people just can't get it through the head. You're trying to say a Christian network shouldn't broadcast this stuff. They think you're picking on the bar and everything else, which you know it ain't right, but it ain't there. You know, it's the Christian network you're after.
Did you?
Even your Shag police, he done called about 30 times on there. Same thing, he ain't got the point yet.
I think he really has gotten it. What do you think?
No, I don't believe he's got the point. Like you said, it's he can't think that good, I guess. Just like you called on there last week saying this stuff about me. I ain't never heard of the guy. Wouldn't know him from Adam, but like you say, people might want to threaten you and all this kind of stuff. They threaten Jesus too, but there's 1,000 people that will be at your back if you need them. All you have to do is ask, just like Jesus did.
Well, can I ask you something? Are you from Henry County?
Yes, sir.
Did you know Danny Plaster?
No, sir. I've never heard of him in my life.
Okay. He's the gentleman that called in and was wanting me to go to the woodshed with him. And
he wanted to go to woodshed, but he wouldn't go if somebody wanted to go with him. He's just talking. You get ready to go to woodshed with him, he'd run the other way.
Well, he's about I'd say 6'2", maybe 220 pounds, something like that. I weigh 167 pounds. And you know the thing about that call, sir, is in the Old West when we didn't have laws, folks used to wear pistols on their side, and when a big guy came along, a little guy, he had a pistol and they settled it with bullets. But I thought we had changed from that, where we're a civilized society, and when we have a disagreement, we don't talk about let's go knock each other down.
Well, you start getting on these people's drinking and stuff like that, they're going to do whatever they got to do to stop you from doing it. You know how that is. All
right. Well, I appreciate your comments, and I'd like to say to the community, I don't know you yet. I'm looking forward to meeting you sometime, but I do appreciate you.
Well, the next time somebody calls you at the pharmacy or something like that, you see that number right there, you just dial it. We'll come over and help you out.
All right, appreciate it.
You ain't got a thing to worry about.
Thanks for the call.
All right.